So I thought this would be like a really fun and interactive, different video for my channel to do. So I stumbled across a new channel. Her channel is called Nurse Abby, and this video is entitled "I'm Going Back to School to Become a Nurse at 40." And for my particular channel, you guys know that I really want to hinge in on education and talk about how Black women, if you consider yourself divested, sovereign, whatever category, or even if you don't want to be put in a label, I personally believe that education should be a extreme core value in bettering yourself as a Black woman. So if you ever feel like you're too old to go back to school and do something, you need to watch this video.
I'm 40 years old and I'm considering a career change into nursing. My name's Abby, and like I said, I'm 40 years old. I'm a mom to 4 children. I work part-time from home right now, teaching children online.
Hello, I'm teacher Abby.
I absolutely love that job. I don't always have as many hours as I want, but it's really rewarding. Ooh, I live in rural Illinois. There are cornfields all around us. There's not a nursing school super close to me that would meet my needs. Like, I have a bachelor's degree, so I'm not looking to get into an LPN program. I'm looking to get into like a second degree RN program. Oh, I don't like needles. I don't like bloody wounds. I don't like, and I'm really not supposed to do a lot of heavy lifting.
And you know what? I want to say something about this really quick. So, I've seen a lot of women kind of sway away from going into the medical field because, the sight of blood kind of irks you. You don't like needles and you don't like vomit, but I'm here to tell you, I know quite a few nurses that had that same kind of fear about those things, and they have now been in nursing for a very long time. So don't think just because somebody's a nurse that they aren't scared of needles or they don't like blood, because that is very far from the truth. You have different people that come from all walks of life who have entered nursing.
So, why do I want to do a career change in nursing? Well, I didn't really think about nursing until I started doing a lot of medical things and visiting the doctors and hospital a lot with my daughter, Raylan. Taking care of her, I have seen a lot of different nurses in a lot of different positions, mostly bedside nurses, but nurse case managers and insurance nurses, caseworker nurses, telehealth nurses. I've learned that not all nurses deal with blood, not all nurses deal with needles, and not all nurses are doing heavy lifting. So that makes it look a little more appealing. About 5 years ago is when I was in the hospital with my daughter, and I was like, I could have been a nurse. I like learning how to take care of Raylan's medical needs, and the things I've had to learn have come pretty natural to me. I mean, they haven't been, and the things I was scared to do, like, oh, that's so gross, like, after you do it a few times, it's not scary anymore. And I'm like, I could have become a nurse. And I thought about it a little bit. There was a nursing student in the hospital, that hospital stay, that was very similar personality-wise to me. She was in a similar life stage as me. I was either a foster parent at the time or we had adopted Raylan, I don't know which, but she was also a foster parent. And she was talking about, like, basically she was thinking the same way I was thinking. Like, she had acted on it, and so she was in nursing school. And she was like, you should totally do it. But then I thought about it more, and it sounded great, but I live in rural Illinois, and that is not an easy thing to try to go to nursing school when you live in rural Illinois, and you have a child with complex medical needs that has random hospital stays and tons of doctor's appointments and just needs all the care that she needs. So it's like, I don't really have time to go to school because taking care of Raylan requires us to have a really flexible job. And I just felt like nursing jobs are, you can get part-time nursing jobs, but it didn't seem flexible enough to try to take care of Raylan and juggle nursing and my 3 other kids. I mean, 4 kids and nursing and Raylan, that's a lot. So I did not consider it very long. Like, looked at things, I was like, no, that's not smart. You need to be happy where you are.
And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and interrupt really quick. Now, I want you all to really take this video into perspective and really think about this. Now, this is a white woman, okay? I don't know if she's married, but from what it appears, she seems to be a single mother taking care of this her daughter that has all these type of special medical needs by herself. I mean, she seems to be going to the doctor with her daughter by herself. She seems to be caring for her daughter by herself. So please understand and be open-minded to the fact that, there are other women who who come from different walks of life than you and different ethnic backgrounds than you, who are also put into certain situations to where they're struggling to go back to school. Don't think just because, they're white, it's going to be all right for them. That's not always the case, because this is the real world that we're living in. So let's continue watching her story.
So didn't do anything. But since then, 3 things have changed. Change number 1, we have a decent amount of help with Raylan right now. So Raylan qualifies.
Okay, so she said we, so that means that she probably is married or has a spouse. But as you can tell, even with her having help or, having her husband there, things are still a little bit challenging.
For 80 hours a week of in-home nursing. We do not have nurses in our home 80 hours a week. We have never had nurses in our home 80 hours a week. I think we had a little while where we did have about 50 hours a week covered. It was really, really, really helpful. But most of the time we've had 40 hours or less of nursing at a time, which sounds like a lot, but when your child has care needs around the clock, it's not. But you never get the amount of hours that insurance approves just because there's a major shortage of nurses. So, 1, we have enough nursing help right now, and I really think it's stable that I can have more time to focus on something like going to school or even going to a job. I do work from home, but like I said, it's really flexible. So that's number 1. Number 2, COVID. Because of COVID, tons of people's jobs turned remote, and tons of online classes got even more online. So maybe there was.
And I want to stop and say this. What she's saying is so true. It doesn't matter what state you live in, because listen, a lot of people have been wondering, how have I been able to go to school full time and work full time? 100% of my courses, meaning my science courses, my math courses, also including my science courses that require me to have a lab, has also been online. So the lab has also been online. I have not had to go to the actual campus to complete the second half of the lab. So this is why I was saying in my previous video on my old channel, COVID is a blessing in disguise, because if you're not trying to take advantage of going to school full time now, you're really missing out, because at least half of your class to 100% of your courses, you can literally take them online, not even have to leave the comfort of your home and not even have to go on campus because of COVID.
Biology with lab, and you would have part of it online, but you would have to go to campus for labs. Because of COVID, they even learned how to do the labs from home. Yep. COVID has taught schools how to do school remotely a lot better than they used to. And there's actually a program in Illinois where you can go from a bachelor's in an unrelated degree to a BSN to get your RN, and it is almost completely online now. And that That did not exist before COVID, but yes, thanks to COVID, we have a lot of online education options. So that's number 2. Number 3, also thanks to COVID and the major shortage of nurses, like I said, we never get all our nursing hours covered. The state of Illinois said, okay, these kids that qualify for in-home nursing, if their parents are a nurse, we are going to change the rules and let their parents get paid to be their caregiver.
Now, see, if that's not a blessing, I don't know what is. See, you never know what opportunities or what type of help or what type of aid you can receive if you do not try, if you do not pursue going to school, if you do not pursue going to go get your education. Because before COVID, things for nursing, it was never this lenient. Let's be honest. Like, all of you guys that follow me that are nursing students, I have a few nurse practitioners that watch me. You guys know this. And COVID has made things so much easier for nursing programs.
So that was not allowed previously. You could be a nurse, but you couldn't get paid to be your child's nurse.
Yep.
So because of COVID, they changed that. And they just announced that, you know what, we're going to make that permanent. And I was like, So, we love our nurses. We don't want to get rid of them. But like I said, her nursing hours are never completely covered. And for me to be able to just learn how to do some charting and do, paperwork saying the stuff that we already do and then get paid, like, yeah, why wouldn't I? So, if it sounds interesting to see a 40-year-old do a career change into nursing, follow me. I'm trying to see if it's the right thing for me.
Okay, ladies, that is the end of the video. So this is what I want to start doing with these particular videos. And I do have to be careful doing these reaction videos because part of the reason why my old channel got flagged was me doing a couple of reactions or whatever. So I do have to be slightly careful with these. However, I want to start doing certain videos like this to show you all that it doesn't matter what age that you're trying to go back to school. There are literally all different types of women from all different walks of life right here on YouTube, white, black, Chinese, you name it, that are well over 30 going back to school for nursing. They're going back to school to do a complete career change, to become a medical doctor. There's also a black woman that I want to introduce to you on her channel. She is literally in her 40s or 50s, and she's a whole medical student. Like, she literally went back to school fully a medical student. So I just want to do these videos as encouragement, and I want to get the word out there that, a lot of you, I'm just going to put it out there, a lot of you who are in your mid-20s and late 20s or even in your 30s talking about, well, I think I'm too old to go back. Like, you're not being realistic with yourself, because even you got to think about it like this. When you go into medicine, what is going to be the longevity of you practicing medicine? That is what a lot of you are not thinking about. So for you to say, well, I'm 28, I'm 30 something, I'm 40 something, oh, it's too late for me. Sis, you're not thinking right. You're not thinking straight, because practicing medicine is a lifelong career. You have physicians and even surgeons who are still practicing medicine well within their 70s. Now, whether or not you choose to practice medicine for that long, that's on you. But you literally have a whole 30-year career in front of you. Whenever you may start school, in your late 20s, your 30s, however long, you have a very long career ahead of you. So do not let the age thing stop you, because it literally makes no sense. So I hope that this was encouragement for you ladies, and I will talk to you in another video. Bye.